So Chuck Crosby, the Crosby Law Offices, Janie sends us this email. She's thinking about purchasing a home later this year and has heard the word contingency being used when her agent is reviewing contracts with her. She's wondering, what are contingencies and what does she need to be aware of? And Greg, if you want to pop in here as well, let's start with a home inspection contingency. Chuck, you want to start it off?
Well, a contingency in general, and it'll relate to no matter what type of contingency, is that back door to get out. Okay. If you can't get financing, a financing contingency, can't get financing, you can pull the plug on the deal. The home inspection contingency, you have to do a home inspection. It has, and has to, when I see a home inspection contingency, generally it's going to be written that you have to approve what comes back on the report. Anything along that line, any contingency of any kind is that back door. If it doesn't meet this particular criteria, the contingency kicks in and you can pull the plug.
Yeah,
I'll give
financing inspections. I say, I'd like to buy the home, but I'd like to make sure I can pay for it. I'd like to make sure there's things that aren't broken. I'd like to make sure the big one that is the kicker when you're in multiple offer situations is I'd like to buy your home, but I need to sell mine first. So it's contingent on mine selling first, because all those other contingencies that you mentioned are very typical in the course of the contract. Home inspections and financing contingencies, and those usually get lifted pretty quickly and don't hold up a sale. But the one big guy in the room is that I got to sell my home first, and somebody else has cash, and somebody else doesn't need to sell their home first. And those are the things that are going to get you beat out when you're looking at comparable contingencies.
Yeah,
Randy, good.
Oh, I was going to say on commercial deals, or if you're buying a commercial building, typically the contingencies will be in the sole discretion of the buyer, and they'll have a particular period of time. So you could come back and say, yeah, I don't like the way the leaves fall on the front porch. I'm out of here.
Yeah, due diligence contingency.
Yeah, all that kind of thing.
Well, they do soil tests.
Soil tests, environmental, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, and they'll have like 90 days.
In some states, in some cities, there's the sewer drain test,
yes,
or a contingency. There's the appraisal contingency. Randy, Rocky, one line on the appraisal contingency, you would say?
If the value is not correct, if it's lower than it should be, or they have repairs they can get out of it with that contingency.
And finally, title contingency. Chuck Crosby on that one, title?
Yeah, if there's a problem with the title, you don't have to buy the place. Now, in all reality, there's a lot of different laws out there that would fit into this, so that even if you didn't specifically say there was a title contingency, I don't think we could get the court of equity, which Kentucky courts are, to say, no, you got to buy that house with those vicious liens on it and that kind of thing. So, but title contingency, title's got to be clean. It's got to be. And typically it doesn't have to be pure as the driven snow. It has to be such as a title insurance company like Stewart or First American or whatever would insure. Okay, because there are things that we call clouds that, well, they look like they could be, on paper a lien, but in fact aren't.
We move on, and a reminder that if you want to see and hear what sellers are saying about our team, myself and my team, go to LouisvilleSellersTalk.com. That's LouisvilleSellersTalk.com.